Hi there, Zusi Williams here. Today we'll be discussing how to achieve a perfect choir rehearsal. All right, so how do you achieve that? After your prayer sessions, the next thing to do is to go straight into vocal exercises because it's a voice rehearsal, all right? So you need to have clear voices. So the first exercise you should do should be aimed at clearing the airwaves, okay? So what do? You do your breath control exercises first, okay? In other words, you must ensure that your singers are ready to sing from their diaphragms, okay, and not from their throats, okay? So you put your hand on your tummy, especially for those who don't know how to sing from their diaphragm. You put your hands on your tummy. When you put your hand on your tummy, you're going to take in a deep breath, okay? And then you release. Make sure that when you're taking that deep breath, your shoulders aren't moving, okay? Your shoulders shouldn't move, all right? So let's go. And then when you're releasing your air, make sure you release the air from your mouth and not through your nose, okay? So taking a deep breath for like 5 seconds, release for 10 seconds. Why? Because when you're taking a deep breath, the duration is different from when you are releasing. Most times when you release, all right, this helps especially in sustaining. When you release, the time duration is longer than when you take in and sustain your breath. Okay, so let's go now. Put your hands here. And let's take in a deep breath at the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Breathe in. Release. That's the first stage. Second stage, you're taking a deep breath, all right, and you release with a do. All right, do. All right, so that's our key. All right, so let's take a deep breath now. The count of 3 again. 1, 2, 3. Release with a do. Do. Okay, good. So let's move on. Okay, now the next to do is to release that breath, all right, on a scale. Okay, it can be on a descending major scale or an ascending major scale. Okay, so you can do don't tell us so fa mi re do. All right, or do re mi fa sol la ti do. I want us to run all the scales, okay, the entire major scale. Okay, so let's go now. Put your hands here, taking a deep breath. Let's go at the count of 3. Remember our key. So let's go. Breathe in. Out. All right, so when you do this for some time, you realize that what the airwaves are clear. So once you're through with that, you move on to the next stage, all right, which is to ensure that you clear your voice box. When we say voice box, we're talking about your vocal cords, all right? So how do you clear your voice box? What you do is to engage in the lip trill and the glottal trill, all right? So what is the lip trill, all right? You're producing 2 words, 2 letters, which is the b and the r, brr, okay? And you're doing that on a scale, okay? You can still take the major scale, all right? So let's try that now. Breathe in, and then you release with what? The lip trill. Let's go. Out. Okay, so you can do this from one key to another. All right, so you do this. Okay, so you can go up the scale, okay, moving in half steps, all right, for like 5 half steps, all right, and then you bring it down again, okay, or you can do the glottal trill. The glottal trill, you're producing 2 letters, which is the g and the r, all right, the g and r, okay. So what you have is grrr, grrr, grrr. Okay, so you can also do the scaling, all right? But this time we can make use of the pentatonic, all right? We can make use of the pentatonic. What is the pentatonic scale? Okay, the pentatonic scale is the major scale without fa and ti, which is without the fourth and the seventh. Okay, so you have it like this. Okay. All right, so let's try that with our glottal 3 now. Already, so let's go. All right, so you do this for some time, okay, and then your airwaves will be clear. Okay, so we'll move on to clearing the transitional areas. How do we clear the transitional areas? First of all, what is a transitional area? The transitional area is that area between the chest voice and the head voice. So most times singers cannot move from their chest voice to their head voice using one sound, one single sound. Okay, is either they become too breathy or the pressure becomes too much for them. All right, so for instance, what do I mean? Bad singers, this is what you do. All right, where's your sound? Oh no. All right, so what do you do then to achieve that? Okay, you make use of the siren. Okay, make use of the siren. And how do you achieve the siren? Is to make use of the NG letters. Okay, the NG letters, all right, which gives the sound So you have this particular sound in words like swing, sting, sing, song, ring. Okay, all we need there is the NG at the end of those words. Okay, so you have all right, so before you know it, you'll be able to sing on your chest voice and your head voice conveniently without being too breathy. All right, and then after that, we move on to scaling. Scaling is very key. Scaling helps your choristers to remain on pitch. Okay, they know that do is do, do. They know that me is me. Okay, so you can decide to do your scaling either using the major scales or you can make use of the pentatonic scale. All right, we said the pentatonic scale is the major scale without the fa and the ti, which is without the fourth and the seventh. Okay, so you have something like this. So let's go. Do, re, mi, sol, la, do, la, sol, mi, re, do. Okay, so you do this continuously. You can even do it while modulating in half steps, okay, or even in whole steps as well. Okay, and after this, you go straight into your rehearsal and you start rehearsing for the song the next day. All right, and how do you begin? When you're teaching your songs, you ensure that your choristers learn that song in unison first. Okay, this will help them to sing their harmonic parts very, very strong. Okay, so you start from unison, okay, and you teach them, and after which you then move into your harmonies. All this you do without using the mics initially. All right, and then after which you give them the mics, let them start making use of the mics, okay, to understand the mics, their mic placement, so that when it gets to a high pitch, they know how to move back. All right, for the lead singers and also for the background vocals, okay, they can maintain their 1 meters, especially for the BGVs, they can maintain their 1 meter apart from the mic stands. So what happens next after rehearsing your ministrations and praise and worship for the next day? You pray and go home. All right, it is essential that we close our rehearsals very early. Rehearsal time is not a time for family meetings, please. Okay, rehearse, do whatever you need to do, you go home so that you can have enough time to rest. Like I always say, nothing less than 8 hours sleep is what a singer should have. All right, so I really hope this video has helped you, and I believe that your next choir rehearsal is going to be smashy, concise, and indeed a blessing to each and every one of you. Okay, so please watch out for my next video on the Sunday morning ministrations. All right, what happens when you come in on Sunday after rehearsing on Saturday? All right, we're talking about that in the next video. Thank you.